Good evening, and I welcome you, students. Very, very important chapter. Why do we fall ill? And here is some information. Sometimes we give some revision, some recaps also. What are the causes of the diseases, students? We discussed very important point, causes of the diseases. For example, dirty water, contaminated food, improper nourishment, poor standard of living. You know, we have to drink water every day, yes or no? Tell me, be with me.
Yes, sir.
So, water. But if we don't get pure water, what is happening? The water is contaminated. Now, this is a very serious problem. Water is contaminated, water is polluted, water has got some uh, toxins present in exposing, then what will happen? Pollution, contamination. Water, sometimes we get dirty water, student. Improper nourishment means what, student? That we are not getting a proper and balanced diet. And third, here, poor standard of living. Poverty is another important factor. When people do not have enough money, they cannot afford food, students. They cannot afford even pure water. You know, it is very, very difficult. Now, what do we have? You have bacteria, you have fungi, viruses, germs. For example, poor diet, unhealthy lifestyle, polluted environment includes harmful microbes or microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, fungi, or protozoa. The environment, what will happen, student, if we have a polluted environment? If the environment is polluted, then we are going to face all these problems, bacteria, virus. Right now, the virus is on in the city of in India. You know, I have seen which virus is now attacking us. The virus.
Omicron.
So this is in the environment. People from one person to another, highly infectious. So we have to be very careful. It will now be obvious that all diseases will have immediate causes and contributing causes. There are some immediate causes. And there are some contributory causes. What is the difference between the two? Some immediate causes there. Contribution means something is coming from some other sources. As you have seen how this virus is traveling to India, people are coming from other countries, and what is the result of that? Contributory causes. And sometimes rather than single cause, there could be more than one cause. More than one cause. The two types of causes come in this category: infectious and non-infectious causes. Infectious causes, we already said to you, are disorders caused by organisms. There are organisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, or parasites. And many organisms live in and on our bodies. They are normally harmless or even helpful, but under certain conditions, some organisms may cause disease. As the coronavirus you are experiencing, virus, what is happening? This is highly infectious. Some infectious diseases can be passed from person to person. Some are transmitted by insects or other animals, and you may get by consuming contaminated food, water, or being exposed to the organisms in the environment. All this is happening. Infectious diseases. Some of the infectious diseases we already told you. Chickenpox, common cold, diphtheria, E. coli, HIV, infectious mono, and these are some of the examples of infectious diseases. You have seen in our country, this was chickenpox was a very serious problem, but now vaccination has helped. Signs and symptoms vary depending on organism causing the infection. Often you see one of the signs, what we experience, fever and fatigue is very general sign. And you have heard some cases of this Orion. What are the symptoms people are telling you? Symptoms?
Sir, There are very mild symptoms which can't discriminate from COVID-19.
But there is a person who said, I am having very severe pains now, very severe. Fever is there, pain is there. A pain is very severe, he's saying, this new Omicron. So fever, fatigue, this is very common thing. And people feel exhausted, fatigue. Mild infection may respond to rest and home remedies, while some life-threatening infection may need hospitalization. You know, most of the people are now advised to stay home remedies.
Yes, sir.
And only in extreme cases where life-threatening infection needs hospitalization. Less people are going to hospitals. That will need hospitalization. Many infections such as measles, chickenpox can be prevented by vaccines. So vaccines are very important. And you are saying that for children, they have already started vaccination or they will start vaccination. Registration has started, right?
Yes, sir.
What age group? Children from which age?
15 to 18.
15 to 18, because this is the group of children which are in the school. 10+2 level. Right?
Yes, sir.
That is very important, and this will help a lot. Already, because we have been vaccinated, double vaccination, we have been protected. You have seen the serious second wave in our country and how many people died. What are the non-infectious diseases? They are not caused by pathogens. Question is, what are the causes of infectious diseases? Important question. And question 2, what are causes of non-infectious diseases? Two types of diseases we are talking. So the non-infectious diseases, they are not caused by pathogens, okay? And therefore cannot spread from one person to another person. These are not caused by pathogens. What are pathogens?
Disease causing microbes.
Microbes. So the disease causing microbes are not there. Therefore, these are not going to spread from one person to another person. But what are the factors which will cause the non-infectious diseases? Examples: genetics, malnutrition, environment, and lifestyle. This is very important point. So the non-infectious diseases, you are saying non-infectious diseases. There are no pathogens, then what are these? Genetics, malnutrition, environment, and lifestyle. You know, how we are living. This is becoming very important. Lifestyle. Nowadays, the sedentary lifestyle, poor lifestyle is one very serious reason of most of the, what type of diseases? Non-infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases. So cancer, for example, there are no pathogens. Then what are these? Why it is coming? What happens in cancer? You have any idea what happens in a cancer?
No, sir.
Degeneration of the cells is taking place, some misfunction of the cells. The cells, you know, the cells are being reproduced inside the body. But if some malfunctioning takes place, some dysfunction is there, or the cells which are required, they are not produced according to that, then what happens? Cells will start dying in larger number than being produced. And the result will be degeneration of the organs of the body, slowly and slowly. And all this, even some genetics have been linked with this, Alzheimer disease and epilepsy. For more information, you can see what type of diseases they are, what are the symptoms, because there are symptoms and signs of every disease. On the other hand, there are also diseases that are not caused by infectious agents. Their causes vary, but they are not external causes like microbes that can spread in community. Instead, they are mostly internal and non-infectious causes. Internal. And non-infectious causes. For example, cancer are caused by genetic abnormalities, he's saying. One of the things they are saying, not always. High blood pressure can be caused by excessive weight and lack of exercise. That is, they are linking to lifestyle. You can think of many other diseases where the immediate cause will not be infectious. We have to note down all these points because when questions will be given, then we have to remember what are the diseases coming under infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases, and the causes are important. So here is a story, very interesting. You know, Marshall and Warren, seen in picture, received the Nobel Prize for physiological and in medicine in 2005. Medicine. What are these two people doing? Peptic ulcers and Nobel Prize. For many years, everybody used to think that peptic ulcer, which cause acidity related pain and bleeding in the stomach and were because of lifestyle reasons. See, peptic ulcer is a disease, students. People were linking these two earlier, which cause acidity. This causes acidity related to pain. So much acidity is there, there is pain and bleeding in the stomach. First, they thought it is life. Everybody thought that a stressful life led to a lot of acid secretion in the stomach and eventually caused peptic ulcer. This was the thinking. Then the two Australians made a discovery that bacterium, what is the name? Helicobacter pylori, was responsible for peptic ulcer. Important point to note, bacterium. There is a bacterium. The name is, what is this name? Helicobacter pylori. This was responsible for peptic ulcer. We have to remember certain important names because they are very important. Helicobacter pylori. This is a bacterium. This was responsible for peptic ulcer. Robin Warner, born in 1990, a pathologist from Perth, Australia, saw these small curved bacteria. He was able to see the small curved bacteria in the lower part of the stomach in many patients. You know, patients are being tested. You know, a lot of tests are being done on patients. Is it true? Even in corona, they are testing. How do you know that it is a new acronym or any other corona which is coming?
Yes, sir.
Testing of the patients is done, research is done, then published paper is published that what the doctors are doing. What he found, that's a small curved bacteria in the lower part of the stomach in many patients. He noticed that signs of inflammation were always present around these bacteria. Barry Marshall, born in a young chemical fellow, became interested in Warren finding and succeeded in cultivating the bacteria from these sources. What he was doing? Cultivating the bacteria from these sources. Cultivating bacteria from these sources. See, a lot of science is going on. In treatment study, Marshall and one show that patient could be cured of peptic ulcer only when bacteria were killed off from the stomach. So you have to kill the bacteria. from the stomach. Thanks to this pioneering discovery of Marshall and wherein peptic ulcer disease no longer a chronic, frequently disabling condition. It is not a chronic, frequently disabling condition. Earlier, it was a chronic disabling condition, but a disease that can be cured by a short period of treatment with antibiotics. So that means this peptic ulcer can be cured. Okay? This can be cured. How it can be cured? By treatment with antibiotics. We will be studying what are antibiotics. Antibiotics are used for killing of the bacteria. Antibiotics can kill the bacteria. All right, this is the finding of peptic ulcer mentioned in the book. That is why we have taken it, because question can be asked on this. What is the cause of peptic ulcer?
Bacterium Helicobacter pylori.
Okay. Bacterium. Here is a question number 1, student coming. List any 3 reasons why you would think that you are sick and ought to see a doctor. If only one of these symptoms were present, would you still go to the doctor? Why or why not? What is your answer, student? What? Any 3 reasons? What do you think? Why will you go to a doctor? What symptoms you see when you go to a doctor?
Sir, when we suffer from fever, headache.
Okay, let us see some symptoms. One symptom you are saying is fever. Second,
Headache.
okay, you are saying when you have headaches, you will see the doctor. Third,
Vomiting or other stomach pain.
okay, you are having cough, you are having cold, जुकाम बहुत तेज हो गया, कोल्ड हो गया, और ये बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को लूज मोशंस लग जाती है और डायरिया टाइप हो जाता है, और आपको ऐसा लगता है कि सम वुंड इज देयर, कुछ पस पड़ जाती है इन्हें, वुंड कट लगते हैं तो उनमें पस, मतलब समटाइम्स वी सी. So what is an, if only one of these symptoms present, would you like to go to doctor? Why or why not? Now why you want to see the doctor? What doctor will do? What is the job of the doctor then?
Sir, he will diagnose the disease and give us treatment.
First, he will like to diagnosis of the disease. So diagnosis is very important. Diagnosis of disease is very important, student. The symptoms may not give the correct disease, but the doctors have to perform diagnosis. Proper diagnosis or testing has to be done nowadays, and after only that, the treatment will be given. So both the things are necessary. So I have to visit the doctor, then only proper treatment will take place. If proper treatment is not taken, then what will happen? If I don't take the proper treatment, what is the result of this?
The disease will become severe.
Yes. If not proper treatment, then what will happen, student? This will lead to more complications. What it means by more complications, student? And this untreated, then this could be this is some infection, untreated infection. What happens? Untreated infection. Then it will further spread and cause damage to body. So the infection will increase. If infection is there, it must be, you see, treated. Otherwise, it will become more complicated and will spread to the entire system. In which of the following case do you think long-term effects on your health are likely to be most unpleasant? long-term effect. We have told you two acute and chronic diseases,
Yes, sir.
short-term effects and long-term effects. Which of the following, in which of the following do you think long-term effects on your health are likely to be the most unpleasant?
Sir, if we get jaundice,
Acha. Why? What will happen? What are the long-term effects of jaundice?
sir, it will affect our liver.
Okay, because jaundice, what it does, it affects it disturbs the functioning of the organs. Disturbs the functioning of organs, organs inside our body. ठीक है? Then there will be impairment. Which organ, jaundice is mainly attacking?
Liver.
So what will happen, student? You are aware what is the function of the liver? Liver does what? Bile pigment. You will study this, I think, in TEL, secreted by liver. Secreted by liver. That will not be working then inside the body. And what will happen, since the liver malfunctioning is there? Liver is not functioning. And then what will happen to this? This will get accumulated at several places. This will get accumulated at several places in the body. Several places in the body, and permanently damage some part of the body, and permanently damage some in the body. Now this is a very serious issue. So the process of digestion will be affected badly. You have a digestive system. The digestive system, what is the result of this? Is adversely affected. Adversely affected. This will result in loss of appetite. Loss of appetite. And what happens in the case of jaundice? Dark yellow colored urine. Dark. Let me see what happened. You can see the pen in the board. What happens, students? Dark yellow colored urine. dark yellow colored dark yellow colored urine, light colored stool, nausea, vomiting, headache is a very serious matter. Nausea is there, vomiting is there, headache, joint pains, itching of skin, fever. And this is a manifestation of viral disease. Complications, manifestations of this viral disease will cause so many things. Nausea, vomiting, headache, joint pain, fevers will be there. So it has what you call as unpleasant long-term effects will be there. Okay. Let us see the next. Infectious diseases, infectious agents. This is important. The question is, what are infectious agents? Infectious agents. These infectious agents will be responsible for spreading the infectious diseases. We have seen the entire diversity seen in the living world can be classified into few groups. Did we tell you about diversity topic?
Yes, sir.
So the classification is based on common characteristics between different organisms. On which classification was done on which basis? Common characteristics between different organisms. Organisms that can cause disease are found in wide range of such categories of the classification. Some are viruses. The agents are, some are viruses, students. Bacteria and fungi and bacteria, fungi. Some are single-celled animals. What are they known as?
Protozoans.
Zones. And some diseases are also caused by, these are single-celled animals. Single-celled animals. We have read about Animalia. Some diseases are also caused by multicellular organisms, such as worms of different kinds. Worms of different kinds. What are these? Multicellular organisms. These are then going to be infectious agents.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the NCERT book, student, they have given certain pictures also. What is this first picture? Tell me, what is this?
SARS virus.
SARS viruses of the surface of infected cell. The white scale line represents 500 nanometers. 500 nanometers, which is half a micrometer. 500 nanometer. What is this? 500 nanometer, the white line. 500 nanometer. What is this equal to? How many meters? 500 into 10 minus 9 meter. Nano. What is nano? 10 minus 9?
Yes, sir.
5 into 10 minus 7 meter. which is half a micrometer, which is 1,000th of a millimeter. 1,000th of a millimeter. The scale line gives an idea how small the things we are looking at. The scale line gives an idea of how small the things are. 1,000th of a millimeter. So this is very, very small. Courtesy emerging infectious diseases. Infectious diseases. Very small, very, very small. What is the name? SARS virus. Have they published anything about this corona? They must have done. I don't know. Since we know about the virus now. SARS virus is white line, huh? The white scale line, white scale line. Okay. What is this? Can you read it? What is this? Picture of
Staphylococci.
Staphylococci, the bacteria which can cause acne. What is acne?
The pimples on the skin.
I mean, now they can ask a question that which bacteria cause acne. The scale of image is indicated by the line at the top left, which is 5 micrometers long. 5 micrometers long. There's a line 5 micrometer long. Very small, very small. Okay. What is the next one? Picture of
Trypanosoma.
This is a bacteria. And Staphylococcus. The question was given whether the acne is caused by bacteria, virus, or whatever. Fourth, they can ask you. This is a bacteria. Picture of the protozoan, organism responsible for sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness. What is this? Protozoan. What we discussed about protozoan, what type of organisms?
Single cellular organisms.
Okay, single celled organisms. The organism is lying next to saucer-shaped red blood cell. Saucer-shaped red blood cell, to give an idea of the scale. Give an idea of the scale. Okay. Sleeping sickness. What is sleeping sickness? You can study more about it. Sleeping sickness. What is this?
Leishmania.
Picture of Leishmania. The protozoan organism that causes Kala Azar. Important. Kala Azar. Okay? This is caused by. This question was asked in paper. Caused by protozoan. Kala Azar is caused by protozoan organism. The organisms are oval shaped and each one has a long whip-like structure. One organism arrow is dividing while a cell of the immune system, lower right, has gripped on two whips of the dividing organism and sending cell processes up to eat of the organism. The immune cell is about 10 micrometer in diameter. Protozoan, Kala-Azar. One organism, arrow, is, what is it doing? Immune system, okay, is dividing, while a cell of the immune system lower right has gripped on two whips of the dividing organ and sending cell processes up to eat the organisms. What is the name?
Leishmania.
It is a protozoan. Kala-Azar. What is this picture? Picture of an adult roundworm. Is mycoids from small intestine. The ruler next to it shows 4 centimeters to give us an idea of the scale. 4 centimeters. Huh? What is this roundworm? Adult roundworm. 4 centimeters. Where is it present? Small intestine.
Small intestine.
What we are trying to say now? Common examples of diseases caused by viruses. What are the question? What are the examples of diseases caused by viruses? What is saying? Common cold?
Yes, sir.
Influenza? Dengue fever? AIDS? And diseases like typhoid, fever, cholera, tuberculosis, and anthrax are caused by bacteria. Diseases caused by bacteria. What are the names? What question 1, answer 1. What are the names of this? Typhoid?
Typhoid.
This question was asked many times. Typhoid is caused by bacteria. Fever? Cholera? Tuberculosis? Anthrax? Many common skin infections are caused by different kinds of fungi. Okay? Many skin infections, they are caused by fungi. Protozoan microbes cause many familiar diseases. Protozoan microbe, important question. Protozoan, okay? Microbes. What type of diseases? Name some of the diseases caused by protozoan. Malaria?
Malaria and Kala-Azar.
Kala-Azar, a lot of people suffer from that. Kala-Azar. All of us also have come across intestinal worm infections. Intestine worm infection. Question was put up in the paper, students. I'm noting these points because they became question in the paper. Intestinal worm infections. There is a disease which is common. Which one is this? Worm as well as diseases like elephantia caused by different species of worm. What is that? Elephantiasis. This one. Caused by different species of worms. Different species of worm. What is the name of this? Somewhere in the question paper I read about that. Elephantiasis. This is caused by different species of worms. There are different species of worms. All viruses, for example, live inside the host cells. This is an important point. Whereas bacteria very rarely do. Difference between viruses and bacteria. Viruses, bacteria, and fungi multiply very quickly. Viruses will multiply at a very fast rate, while worms multiply very slowly in comparison. Okay? Bacteria, worms will multiply slowly, but viruses, bacteria, and fungi, they will multiply very fast. Taxonomically, all bacteria are closely related to each other than to viruses and vice versa. All bacteria come in one, means they have close relation, but viruses do not have relation with bacteria. This means that many important life processes are similar to bacteria group, but are not shared with the virus group. These two are two different groups, then, bacteria and virus. That means that the treatment of bacteria will not be possible for virus group. That is why it is difficult to kill the virus. As a result, drugs that block one of these life processes in one member of group is likely to be effective against many other members of the group. Therefore, in a group of bacteria, we can say that if one drug is effective, it could be effective for other members of the bacteria also. But the same drug will not work against microbe belonging to different group. It is clear. When the group is changed, then that drug cannot work in different groups. Important point. There are groups in which one drug can work. Group will change, then this drug is not effective. This was a question asked in the paper. Again, very important paragraph is coming. What he says, an example, let us take antibiotics. You are very much familiar with antibiotics. We all take antibiotics at some or the other stage. Are you taking antibiotics?
Yes, sir.
So whenever I have my teeth removed, I have to take antibiotics. What they do? They commonly block biochemical pathway important for bacteria. Block the pathway. Which pathway? Okay. Which is important for which bacteria? Make a cell wall to protect themselves. Okay. Many bacteria, for example, make a cell wall to protect themselves. How the bacteria is working? They will have a cell wall around them. Why? Because then it protects the bacteria. Cell wall. They will form a cell wall to protect themselves, bacteria. The antibiotic penicillin blocks the bacterial processes that build the cell wall. So, penicillin was invented, which was antibiotic. What it does? It will not allow the cell wall to be formed. It blocks the bacterial process. There is a process by which cell wall is formed. So the cell wall will not be built. As a result, the growing bacteria become unable to make cell walls and die easily. So what will happen? When bacteria cannot make cell wall, it will die. It will die with antibiotics, penicillin. Human cells don't make cell walls anyway. So penicillin cannot have such an effect on us. Human cells don't make cells anyway. Now you have human cells and you have bacteria. They make cell wall and human cells do not make cell wall. Clear? So what
Yes,
will
sir.
happen? Antibiotic will be killing the bacteria, but not the human cells. Because if any drug will become effective, what will happen? See, if any drug starts killing the human cells, what will happen then? What will happen if any drug
We will
starts-
die.
Then we will die. So then has to be killing the bacteria, not the human cells. So penicillin will have this effect on any bacteria that use such processes for making cell wall. Any bacteria which will make cell walls, penicillin will become effective. Yes or no?
Yes,
But
sir.
similarly, many antibiotics work against many species of bacteria rather than simply working against one. So penicillin is not, now you know that we have a much wider range of the antibiotics which we are using. And there are many antibiotics. There are many antibiotics, student. Many antibiotics which are broad ranged. Okay? You know which antibiotic you are using, for example. That is not what you are using is not penicillin now, it's a broad range antibiotic. So they will work against many species of bacteria. Work against many species of bacteria. Is it clear?
Yes,
Narrow
sir.
range and broad range. Penicillin has very narrow range. If you will read the prescription, what antibiotics we are using nowadays, they are broad range. They will work against many species of bacteria. So this is the story of antibiotics. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Question will be there because, but viruses do not use these pathways at all. If I have antibiotic, will it work against the virus? Tell me.
No, sir.
No. So antibiotics do not work. That question has been asked many times. Why? Why antibiotics? Why antibiotics? Why antibiotics do not work against viruses? That is the reason coronavirus, you are saying antibiotics were not working. Why? Important question. Because viruses do not use these pathways at all. That is the reason antibiotics do not work against viral infections. You have a cold or any viral infection. Viral infection is caused by virus, viral infection, viral fever, virus infection. Then antibiotics do not work. If we have common cold, taking antibiotics does not reduce the severity of the duration of the disease. However, if we also get a bacterial infection along with viral, taking antibiotics will help. Even then, the antibiotic will work only against bacterial part of the immune, not against viral. Very important. So viruses cannot be cured by antibiotics because they have a different pathways. Bacteria have a different pathway, viruses have different pathway. But sometimes what happens is you have both virus and bacteria. Immune system becomes very weak. And then antibiotics are also given, so that the bacteria is not there. If all virus and bacteria both will attack, then what will happen to our body? You know, then it will cause more severe damage to the human body system. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very important. This question has been asked. The question is means of spread. How do infectious diseases spread? Many microbial agents can commonly move from one affected person to someone else in a variety of ways. In other words, they can be communicated. And what are they called? Communicable diseases. What are communicable diseases, students?
The diseases which can spread from one person to another.
So this must be infectious diseases.
Yes, sir.
As we are saying, coronavirus is spreading. So these can communicable diseases. We have to be very careful. Means of spread of infectious diseases. How it can happen? Through air. The disease spread through sneezing or coughing through water droplets, common cold, tuberculosis. What happens? Sneezing and coughing, you know, air. The disease can spread through air. Air.
Yes, sir.
Many infectious diseases. Which one? Common cold and tuberculosis. Through water. It can spread through consuming contaminated water. Again and again, water is coming in the picture. You know, at some places you go and you find water horrible, very bad, then what will happen? The drainage pipes, for example, get busted, or water pipes get busted, what will happen? Then some open defecation and all this. There will, you know, what are the two diseases through water which are there? Cholera
And typhoid.
We'll study more about them. In certain places, you have more cases of cholera and typhoid. In rainy season, you get more of this. Why? Because water becomes contaminated. Sexual contact diseases spread through sexual contact or the exchange of fluid, body fluids. Syphilis and AIDS, you know, AIDS were a real danger and problem. It spread so much. Killed so many people there at one time, and still it is very dangerous. AIDS. What is the full form of AIDS?
Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome.
And you know, this is sometimes don't have any treatment, and it's a serious. They will totally demolish your immune system. What will happen if immune system is destroyed? Then where you go? Immune system is protecting us from so many bacteria, and then once it is destroyed, the body doesn't have power to. All the organs will start degenerating. Through vectors. What are vectors? Vectors. We will study all in more detail. What are vectors? Animals like flies, mosquitoes, they carry infecting agent from sick person to a healthy person. Vectors, you know. Sick person, these flies and mosquitoes, they carry from a sick person and they will give to a healthy person. What are the examples? Rabies and malaria. What are rabies?
Sir, it is a disease which is caused on biting by the dog.
Dog. They are carrying infecting agents. Rabies, malaria. Dog bite is very dangerous. I have been bitten 1-2 times in a month by dogs. I have to get injection, vaccination. Oh my God. So AIDS virus can also spread through blood transfusion and from mother to child during pregnancy and through breastfeeding. So, all right, student, this is some important spread of infectious diseases. Then we will continue more about this next time. And I hope this topic is important presently because of the spread of the avian corona. And we have to be very careful. Infection is very infectious diseases, spread very fast. And you already know what preventive measures we are taking to save ourselves. Vaccination, of course, if it is given, very good, and otherwise isolation is what we are doing. That is the reason everything is going online. There's no other way out presently. Okay, then bye bye. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, sir.